Welcome back to KSN News at 4. The general election just 1 week away. The balance of the Sedgwick County Commission in limbo with 3 out of 5 commissioners up for re-election. We are joined today by Pete Meitzner, who represents the 1st District in the northeast part of the county. Pete is running against Democrat Kelly Grant. Pete, thank you so much for being here today.
Jeff, glad to be here. I'm so glad you're doing this.
Well, thank you. You've been on the commission now since 2019, and before that you served on the Wichita City Council. Tell us about some of your biggest accomplishments so far.
Well, you know, if the 2 years in the middle of the 4 years here in this county was sandwiched around COVID, so that was incredibly challenging. But I think what we've done is we've coalesced and cooperated with the city. When government and business and education get together, typical of the $51 million grant we just won at Wichita State. Those are the kind of things that my accomplishments really are involved in, getting everybody together to how do we get a challenge done, a challenge accomplished, or an opportunity.
Let's talk about some of those challenges moving forward. What do you consider the biggest issue facing Sedgwick County, and how do you plan to address them? There's probably more than one, obviously.
Yeah, well, I think a continued focus on public safety. I think the community wants to feel safe, and that means 911, ambulance, all of those things that are public safety, law enforcement, the jail. Those are the basic things, and then probably right after that is the mental health of the community is the biggest one. And I plan to again go back to what I just said. I'm going to get the business community really wants to help solve our homeless and mental health issue.
Let's talk about mental health, because you hit the nail on the head. It's a big topic, not only federally but also locally. Sedgwick County, as you know, is trying to get that funding to build that new state mental health facility. So what are you doing to get that money currently?
Well, I'm using all of the power and the relationships I have in Topeka, both locally and in Topeka, and again in our community with the business community, and I think we're going to make progress. We're going to get that state mental health hospital approved in this region. May not be downtown. It may not even have to be in Sedgwick County, but it needs to be here, because right now Jeff Easter and the sheriff, the jail is the 3rd highest mental health institute, holding people that should be committed to some mental health care.
Talk about a story that's been in the headlines about a teenager who died in custody of the county at the Juvenile Intake and Assessment Center. You're well aware of this story. What's being done to make sure something like that doesn't happen again? And do you think the criminal justice system needs reformed at all?
Well, it can always look at reform, always. The task force that looked at everything had provided a really comprehensive recommendations to all entities, meaning the county, the Wichita Police, the hospitals, the state agencies that run some of these things, and all of those. And at the county, we're focusing on doing what they've asked us to do, and we've accomplished a lot of it. And we've now got we're in charge. There's a website that says these were all the recommendations, and these are the status of accomplishments, be it in the foster care system, which is under the state, or the juvenile system, which is also under the state, and things like that. So I think we're going to it's going to be visible, and I think we're going to be able to measure the progress we're making on that.
One final question. If reelected for a 2nd term, what is the one thing that you promise to accomplish over the next 4 years?
Promise.
Promise. What is the one thing that you promise to do over the next 4 years?
Well, I promise to reassure that the public health and the public safety citizens will feel secure, and I'll promise that I will work incredibly hard to talk less about our mental health and homelessness issue, and actually go with action. And so I will work hard on mending all that together, and we'll see the results.
Commissioner Pete Meitzner, thank you for chatting with us today.
Jeff.
We really do appreciate your time.
We're
going to chat with your opponent coming up, Kelly Grant. We'll be right back.